Welcome, friends. LostScarf here, and it's time for us to have basically a podcast with Mezmoreyez.
Howdy do.
And it has been a while since we've talked. Mezmoreyez here is streamer, voice actor, lover, fighter, man with an ass that don't quit. And and we're gonna have some fun here. But like first up, I think what's worth knowing is just when it's a new guest, how you got started and what you've been doing.
Oh, I got started. It's all because of my friend Demon Machine. Yeah, you know Demon, right?
I remember from Smite, yeah.
Yeah, when I first got into Smite, I remember checking out the Twitch stream section for Smite and just trying to see what people were doing. And he ended up doing viewer games and whatnot. I popped into a viewer game with Demon, and everybody was like commenting on my voice and whatnot because I had hopped into Ventrilo, and people were like, "You should stream." Like, really? I ended up doing a stream like once or twice, and people seemed to enjoy it. And then I started just streaming with Demon Machine a lot, and we would do stuff like we called it DBZ Smite, where you have to yell the names of your abilities as you use it. That stuff was great. And at one point, Demon actually ended up helping me get a new computer to stream off of. So I can actually credit Demon Machine for basically everything. I love that guy.
Wow. Yeah. I did not know that, because I know you and Demon Machine were close, but I did not know that's how it started for you. I had no idea. Dang.
Yeah. And Yuki also had a good part to play in that when he would be on Smite game, and I'd play with him at like 4 a.m. my time.
Yeah, 4 for you is like afternoon for him, because he's over in Europe, right?
Yeah. Not exactly sure time zones and whatnot, but something or other.
Well, that's cool. And then, of course, there's also voice acting stuff, like you're doing stuff with the Schmuck Squad, right?
Yes. And once again, that all started because of Smite.
Yep, we all started at Smite, didn't we? So you've done, what was it, 7 Deadly Sins, right? And...
Yeah, 7 Deadly Sins, Food Wars. I've done some Pokemon stuff. I'm working on Fairy Tail Abridged. My Hero Academia is coming up. I've done a few things on the abridging side.
I am so excited for My Hero Academia, because you're going to be, I can't remember the name of the principal.
Principal Nezu.
Yeah, Nezu. Like, I'm hyped for that.
Little mouse boy.
Just, of course, we said this before the podcast, just the coffee scene is what everyone's going to be looking forward to.
I get to go crazy.
Forward to. And have you read the manga, or you've only watched the sub?
I've read some of the manga, but I can't remember exactly where I left off. I haven't been keeping up with it, but I had read ahead. I'm still ahead of the anime, so...
Okay.
Yeah. Stop it.
I'm only on I've actually been watching the dub of it, because I'm really impressed with the dub. Like,
yeah, you know what? The dub's not bad. Yeah, I've seen the dub, but I like the Japanese version better. I like that portrayal of All Might better than Christopher Sabat's in the English dub.
Ooh,
even though
I'm
a fan of Christopher Sabat. I love his work, but the Japanese dub, they just did a fantastic job. It's very hero-like. Yeah.
I think like there's a lot of just people just giving the dubs crap, but I feel like My Hero Academia is a good example of good dubbing.
Oh yeah.
And Dragon Ball Z has always been, newer Dragon Ball Z, not the original Ocean, but
Ocean. Well, some of the Ocean actors were good, but
yeah.
Speaking of which, this is a little off topic here. The newest episodes of Dragon Ball Super, where they have like the copy of Vegeta, that's played by Ocean Vegeta.
What? Oh, really?
Yeah, so you have Ocean Vegeta fighting new Vegeta, which is Christopher Sabat, and it's pretty awesome.
That's great. I should check it out, because I've been watching random ones whenever they're just on Toonami. I see them, and like Sean Shimel's Goku is always amazing.
Yes.
The yelling is amazing on that guy.
He's got some lungs.
But it's also just amazing when you see Nozawa when she's working, and when they've recorded, when she's doing Goten and Gohan and Goku at the same time, like, holy crap.
She got a lot of work.
So good, and it's just, that's so pro, because they are different voices, and she's just able to engage them, just like nothing. And so, like, I don't know, I've just been a big fan of voice acting. It's always great to see good voice work, and Hero Academia is really one of them. Japanese version is good too. Like, there's a couple where I'll watch both. I'll watch the sub and the dub. Yeah. That's one.
I'm gonna definitely watch the dub. as it stacks up a bit more.
Mm-hmm. And then like was it One Punch Man's a pretty good dub and sub. They're kind of different.
I haven't seen the dub for One Punch Man.
It's pretty good. Like I feel like One Punch himself, he's really good at the bored part of him, but not as good at the more excited part of One Punch Man. Like he's really good doing the bored part of it. And Genos is an interesting choice for the voice. Very interesting, but it's really solid.
Yeah.
So like those just randomly just thinking about dubs and subs, like dubs back in the day. They could be so
Yu Yu Hakusho dub.
I love that one, man. I like that one. Like Kuwabara's my favorite.
Die, Yu Urameshi!
Just the best. He's so
if you die, I'll kill you!
Oh god, he's just so good. Thinking about bridges. Have you ever seen the Yu Yu Hakusho bridge from Lanipator?
I think I might have seen a little bit of it.
Yeah, he voices everything. And it's so interesting because that's kind of what I want to do someday. Is I've talked to you about it like
I remember that. Yeah.
If we ever get the time to do it, which bridges take a lot of work.
They do.
If we ever got the time to do it, I'd want to voice all of Gundam Wing. I think that'd be hilarious.
That'd be awesome.
It's just so many guys in that. There's quite a few good ladies in that as well, but it's just so boy bandy, that entire group.
It is.
That's so many voices to play with.
It's in sync with robots.
Yeah. And just showcasing how ridiculous Relina and Hero are. They're just
that relationship is so just.
It doesn't make any sense. It's like if you want to show anime at one of its most ridiculous, it's every scene with those two is just ridiculous. I invite you to my birthday party. He tears up, not gonna go. And she's like, oh. And he goes by her and she's all nice about it. And he's like, because I'd kill you if I went. Just like, what the crap?
Yeah, I'll kill you. And then at one point he tries to kill her with a giant robot.
Yeah, and it's like, should have just killed her.
And she's standing there like after he tries to kill her, like, he's so hot.
It's so ridiculous. Every time, it's like, how are they a pair?
I don't know.
There's a novelization that goes in deeper with a sequel of it, and it's still him trying to kill her. They're still star-crossed, but he still wants to kill her. It's so weird. Like, they come up with a really convoluted reason why he wants to kill her. It's like, are you kidding me?
She killed my dog. But she's hot.
I need the John Wicker. There you go. It's so weird. And I don't know how I got onto this tangent. But
we started talking about dubs and then got into
dubs and everything. And it's like I love abridges. I like watching them. They're always cool to see interpretations of things and how people do the voices and everything. And of course, when I hear you on My Hero Academia, I'm like, I would like to hear just your All Might, of course.
Dude, but that was people would ask me from time to time if I could voice one character in an English dub, who would it be? And I always said I wanted to do All Might.
Yes, All Might is such an awesome character. He's such an awesome character. I would try so hard to do like a very heroic voice for that guy because he's just such a great character.
It would be like amazingly fun to do, you know, the big buff, I'm a superhero voice, and then like when he deflates and just kind of, you know,
that's what's fun about it too.
Guck it up a little bit.
And I really like that about his character. It's just the character itself. It makes you want to voice him in such a heroic way, and also just kind of a flawed way as well when he's in a smaller form. It's so interesting.
He's just I freaking love that character.
I'm not. I don't know who's gonna voice Bakugo in the Schmuck Squad, but their throat's gonna be gone. Like so much shouting.
If I had to guess, it would probably be Grimjack. He's really good at just like being a yelly character.
Nice.
Yeah, he's the one who plays Soma in Food Wars Abridged. Ooh. So that should give you an idea.
So how did you get in with Schmuck Squad?
Oh goodness. I think I was hanging out with a group of people, and one of them happened to be the girlfriend of one of the people in the Schmuck Squad, and she recommended me for some stuff, and I ended up talking with the people, making friends, and then the rest is history. We just started doing stuff together, so.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just how it is. Just things come together in a funny
I
way
mean,
like that.
that's what happened with like most of my voice work. Just word of mouth. Like, hey, you want to do a thing? Sure.
That works. Shoot.
Yeah.
I actually want to talk about streaming.
Okay.
How crazy streaming is. And you've only done one 24-hour, have you? Or is it
I did I think like a 2022. No, wait, did I?
I know you tried at least. You went for it.
I think I got too drunk and ended up having to end it.
That'll do it.
Yeah, my stream really wanted me to do a drunk stream, so I attempted, and they made me really, really drunk because they didn't stop donating.
Oh, jeez. Like, stream culture is so an interesting thing, and donation culture in stream culture. Like, it's once the ball gets rolling, it gets rolling.
Yeah, people love starting to train.
It's interesting seeing that, and it's also just it feels like it's just pushing the envelope in a way, and it just keeps going and going until it can get maybe a bit ridiculous. Like, I feel like the chat just doesn't know when to stop drinking for sure.
Yeah. And certain things, they do that. They're really excessive. Like, this is a little off topic again, sort of again, but I was doing an Overwatch stream one day.
Yeah.
And somebody donated, like, here, get yourself some loot boxes. I'm like, all right, thanks. And then another person did it. Get yourself some loot boxes. We ended up, for most of the stream, unpacking loot boxes because chat altogether donated $250 for loot boxes.
Jesus.
And I was sitting there crying like, this could go to bills, but they want boxes.
They just want the box.
Yeah, they wanted boxes. So we unboxed things on Overwatch for like an hour and a half. And it was crazy.
It's such an interesting thing that has happened in Twitch is unboxings and unpacking. It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting thing. It's let's all open a box together and discover these digital things that are coming at, and you eventually just get everything. And
they are like living vicariously through you with the gambling.
Yes, definitely with the gambling. Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's the realization is it's a lot of vicariousness. It really is. I've noticed that when it comes to the kid YouTube with like the kid reviews, where this kid plays every toy, plays with every single toy. He's got like 5 million subs. He gets like 2 million views of video, and it very much has to be vicariousness where the kid's reviewing the toys like it's fun to play with.
I have never heard of that.
Yeah, YouTube is a freaking ocean.
Yeah, there's so much stuff out there.
Constantly discovering people with millions of subs I've never heard of. It's crazy.
Yeah, like there's one where it's an elephant that paints.
Ooh, okay, I gotta see that.
Yeah.
What? Ooh. Like it's like this kid just reviews toys. Like it's him and his dad or his mom, and they're like, oh, "What do you think of this toy?" He's like, "I like it," or "I don't like it," or this or that, and he just gets to play with it. And they got like 2 million subs, and no, 2 million views of video. It's 5 million subs. They get a lot they get a lot, and so just all kids watching and kids wishing they could play with those toys. It's interesting vicariousness that YouTube and streaming does for that.
Yeah, it's just really interesting. Yeah,
and but there's also a lot of schadenfreude. I feel like people want the 24-hour streams because they want to see you just at your absolute most wrecked.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
A lot of the people that request them don't even stick around for like half of it.
Yeah,
they they want to see you attempt and be like a zombie.
Like, I can do, let's see, I can do like 17 hours. It's basically the whole day. It's just the stopping is when I go to sleep.
Exactly.
Like, I can't do the 24-hour because I'm like, no. No,
I don't think I've attempted a 24-hour now that I think about it more. I think did like an 18, probably. Yeah. I've done a few like 12+ hour streams, but
yeah,
I don't think I'd ever actually go for a 24. It's unhealthy.
It very much is. Like, I know. And what people really want is, all you got to do really is put up a counter, and you'll see everyone show up after 20 hours, they'll show up because they want to see the mess. That's what they want to see.
Yes, they want to see the aftermath.
Like, it is something. Twitch very much, just think about Twitch very much is kind of a game of what do you want to do to get attention from your viewers or to keep them around? Because, like, have you ever seen Athene's streams?
I have not.
So he's the one that does, if no one's heard of him, he's the guy who does, like, a ton of donation streams. Does a lot of fundraising streams. He's that guy. Like,
Yeah,
I think
tons
another
of charities and world first type things.
Yeah, things like that.
Yeah.
And his streams are obnoxious. It's very, like, I'm not trying to make it sound negative because it's what he does to get the money and it works. But he'll do things like, okay, you donate this amount of money, you get to pick the song. And people will pick the most obnoxious song. He's like, okay, play this obnoxious song for an hour. He's like, okay, double that donation to turn off the freaking song. And it's like, okay, I can only mute this thing now because it's just such an awful song.
Yeah.
And he does things like that where he gamifies donations. And it's just interesting seeing people just take different things at it.
Yeah, people do that a lot. Like streamers with beards, they do save or shave streams where you donate and you put shave or save in your message, and whoever has the most at the end is what happens. So you can get somebody to shave their beard, or you can get them to keep it.
Oh wow, yeah. That's creative and also horrible. Horrible.
Yeah.
If you love that beard, that sucks right there.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, man.
that has to be a big thing at the end of November for sure. Like,
I would
assume a frequency for that, just cause. But yeah, I know there's things like that, or just donate for hair dyes and things like that.
Hair dyes, I've done that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I got my purple hair, if you remember that.
I know I saw that. I know I did. Yeah. I just don't remember when it was.
It was purple with pink highlights. I actually really enjoyed that hair.
Interesting. It's an interesting mix. Huh.
Yeah.
All I know is if I ever did that, because I have a day job now, I'd be like, I lost a bet, guys. Yeah, I lost. That's what I would tell work.
That's what I told everybody who asked. I lost a bet.
It just works. It's a good one. It's like, what the heck did you bet? Dang. But yeah, twitching is kind of crazy and just interesting, and it's just a fun thing. Have you ever tried doing YouTube streaming though?
I've done it a few times actually, and the thing that stopped me from doing YouTube streaming was, believe it or not, just the chat. The way it scrolls and everything really was off-putting. It was harder to read.
Okay. Because I've only watched, I've never tried to do it, because I'm like, everyone's on Twitch, so.
It's not bad. The delay is better, and I think you have better quality settings on it, but yeah, like all of my audience is on Twitch, so I can't do YouTube really. Mm-hmm. I stopped doing YouTube a long time ago, so people don't really pay attention to my channel anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, been a while. I was like, does he have a YouTube? I don't remember.
Yeah, I haven't put anything on it in probably over a year.
Dang. Okay. And yeah, it's nothing wrong with going all in on one or the other. I feel like, let's see if you agree with me on this. I feel like YouTube and Twitch will always be a thing. Because Twitch is great for just doing things live, and you can do things for a long time and stuff like that, and just like gameplay and everything. Whereas I feel like YouTube's the best place for essay format stuff. Just things that take a lot of work to make things going.
Yeah. I mean, Twitch is trying to go to that area, but unless they like improve their interface with that, YouTube is still going to be the better option for it. But
yeah,
I'm glad they're at least trying.
Mm-hmm.
Competition is always a good thing. Yeah.
Very much so, because I feel like, Twitch came out of nowhere in a big way, and they became a competitor with YouTube pretty well as far as, like, gaming stuff. But, like, I know Twitch is, like, we can archive videos and this and that, and I'm in the affiliate program, you're in the partner part. For affiliates, they're like, any footage streamed on Twitch, you can't put on YouTube for at least 24 hours. So they're trying to be kind of competitive in different ways.
I haven't looked at it in a while, but I believe if you're a partner with Twitch, they don't want you doing basically anything with YouTube.
Ooh.
Yeah. If you stream and advertise on one of their competitors, they can pull your partnership.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't read the like their terms of service in a long time, but that's the way it was like when I first got partner. So
good to know. That's interesting because I know there are big names. Like for me, I double dip. I do both, but there's big names who do both as well.
Yeah,
like they do Twitch stuff. They also do YouTube stuff.
I think it's more along the lines of if you stream on YouTube and you're a partner on Twitch, then they get angry. But if you're just uploading different kind of content to YouTube, I think that's okay.
Yeah, I would hope so or assume so because I don't know if they're trying to monopolize a personality. I don't know if that'll work out too well.
Yeah, it's It's kind of like Nintendo was doing something. I'm sorry to keep interrupting.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I think Nintendo was doing something on YouTube to where if you wanted to stream their games or do videos on their games, you could only do their games and nothing else.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Yeah, if I remember correctly, it's that I can be corrected in post on this. But I'm pretty sure it's you can only do their stuff, and you share revenue with them. It's like holy crap.
Yeah, so a lot of people are trying to do that whole monopolizing thing.
Mm-hmm. Nintendo's the one who did in a big way because Nintendo is Nintendo. Like they get the excuse. Everyone gives them the excuse of, well, they're Japanese, they don't understand. Like everyone gives them that excuse, and I give them the excuse too. But like PlayStation's also Japanese, but they understand. Like they let you do their stuff without any trouble. And
Sony is awesome. I'm actually a bit of a Sony fanboy, to be honest. I got a lot of Sony stuff. I've got like 2 pairs of Sony headphones. I've got a PlayStation over there. I had the original PlayStation. They do good by me. I've got the Vita. Yeah. Nice. Did you know, like, this is once again off topic, but if you get their cell phone, it's the Xperia Premium, whatever, or you can do remote play from your PS4 on your cell phone.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, that's badass. So you put like a Bluetooth controller onto your cell phone and you can play your PlayStation like in the living room or something.
That's really cool. I did not know that.
Yeah,
okay, so they
do a lot of cool stuff.
Compatibility. Wow. Okay, I didn't know any of that. Because I've always been Nintendo because Kirby's right there. He's watching.
Yeah.
But Nintendo's always had a lot of interesting innovation and everything. What I like is PlayStation has said, we need Nintendo to do all the innovation stuff for us. Like, they do all the crazy stuff, then we follow. Because whatever they do is always good for the business. It's always good for the gaming business. Because, of course, we know we blew things up in a big way.
Absolutely.
Back in the day.
That changed things up.
And so
that was the precursor for VR.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember a dude that using the Wii would show off different things they could actually do with it, and Nintendo never used any of it. But he was like, well, if you put these sensors on your head, you can actually, by using the controller actually as the sensor and using the sensor bar as a headset thing, you could have it that it's actually seeing you and it's moving things around as you're moving. Huh. I was like, that is so cool. So with a second controller, you could actually have a shooter. And he made like a little demo thing where he had just targets floating around, and as he moved, the targets would shift with him. Like, that is just so cool. And then, yeah, kind of a precursor for VR, yeah. And it's interesting seeing how VR is going. You got, the Vive, HTC.
The Oculus.
That's the same thing. Oculus.
There's a few third-party ones that have made like really high-end VR headsets. It's got like widescreen, 4K on each eye kind of thing. Ooh. It's nuts.
That's nice. Like I got like a really cheap VR one, like the cardboard one.
Oh, where you put your phone in it?
Yeah, we do the phone and then we got eventually a plastic one, so just see more. It's like it's kind of really cool using the VR.
It is. It's a really awesome experience.
Like they had like NASA stuff where you could look at space with it. I'm like, this is so cool looking around and stuff like that. And I'm just looking forward to just seeing how much further they can take it. What's helping it is kind of VR chat. VR chat is kind of pushing it a bit. Like it's
that and the porn.
And I wasn't going to touch on it, but we all know dang well anything that moves anything is porn. Like the internet exploded because of porn. Like,
exactly.
For dang sure. Storage capacity exploded because of porn. VR is going to explode because of porn.
Yeah.
Like, the second they figure out the ability to bang a robot's going to explode. Like, pretty much. That's going to happen at some point.
I think they've already figured that out. Like, they're starting to put AI in sex robots.
Oh, jeez. It's coming. Yeah. It's coming. Literally.
Yeah, there you go.
I remember I saw a tweet on the 1st of January where the guy's like, Resolution be the first man to die from having sex with a robot. It's like, holy crap.
Go down in legend.
Oh, man.
But speaking of the VR headsets, seeing where they're going with it, I think HTC announced they've got a new version of the Vive coming out soon.
Oh.
Yeah, higher resolution. I think it's a little bit wider field of view. That'll be interesting to see. I actually got the chance to try out a Vive for about a week, and it was awesome, but the only thing is it's really inconvenient to use because you have to have a wide open space and you got to really set things up. So and there's not that many good games for it, actually. Most of it's like tech demo stuff. Yeah.
Because that's the one thing is you need a VR room. Who has a VR room? Like, what was it like with the Wii? Like with the Wii, you only needed some space and you were kind of good
Yeah.
unless you're really aiming. But when it came to what the heck's the Xbox one called?
Connect.
When you needed the Connect, when you needed more space, it's like okay, this works for some people, not everyone.
Yeah, I can't use a Connect in my house. I don't have enough space on the floor. It's got to be able to see your floor. Like behind me, I've got my bed, and then here's my desk, and that's like all the room I have in here. I got a tiny little room.
Yeah, me
like,
too. I got like a little one. Yeah.
Yeah, like, even using the Vive, I had to take it into the living room and then like move all the furniture out of the center and everything to make enough space to use that. So.
Yeah, it's too bad because I know, what is it like? The people who can afford it, it's amazing because they have like sensors and all over the room and everything.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's really cool, and it would be interesting if it got big enough. Just seeing, I don't know if it would be successful, but I'm sure someone will try. Just having a space for just VR stations, just for people to try it out.
Oh, like an arcade, yeah.
Yeah.
People actually have VR arcades, and those things are awesome. They've got full experiences, like with mazes and like monster fights and stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got like
that,
it's like real-time tracking, and you have like a little backpack with a battery and stuff on it, and you have your headset, and it shows you in real time your position in this virtual world, but with actual real-world objects in there, so you can touch them and everything. So
nice.
Yeah.
That is pretty awesome. Okay.
I would love to go to one of those things. I can't remember. They have one that's in a few states, but I can't remember what it's called.
Now I gotta look this up. There's gotta be one.
Let's see.
Maybe down here or LA or I would assume Vegas would build one eventually. It'd be so cool though. Like, here's one that I feel like it's obvious, but it hasn't happened yet. Yu-Gi-Oh!
Absolutely. Of course, that would probably be better with augmented reality instead of virtual reality.
True, very true.
Which that's the next step they're going for is augmented reality.
Yeah, that's a whole different. Like, what was it? Google Glass was the first attempt at that. No.
Yeah.
Well, Xbox is doing that kind of too when they did the Minecraft thing like a couple of years back, and that got sold to I can't remember if Google took it or someone took it, and they're using it for other applications. Like I think they're using it for engineering, which is a very useful application for sure.
Oh yeah, you can like Iron Man stuff.
Which is that's what you want. Like you want to see all those cool things.
Yeah.
And it is interesting. Speaking of Iron Man, it's interesting how comic book and science fiction and all that drives innovation because it's just the concept of it and seeing if we can actually make that happen.
Yeah, like Star Trek, I think a lot of innovation happened. Did I say innovation? Innovation.
Yes. Like, what was it the cell phone? Then there was the
tablets.
It's just was it? Yeah, the tablets. I suddenly can't remember all the things because I know there's a list and like wow at all these things.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff to happen off of that. That and there was a book. Was it Ready Player One that had a lot of stuff that people made because of that book?
That I don't know. I'm not sure because Ready Player One. My only understanding of Ready Player One is it's SAO but for Americans.
Fair enough.
Like it's a lot of pop culture. It's basically SAO's concept where they're in this virtual thing, and if they die in there, they die for real, and they're dealing with a big corporation and stuff.
I'll have to look into that then. And I know they're making a movie out of it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of pop culture in there. The Iron Giant's in it, Tracer's in it. Like there's a bunch of just everything from the past, gaming wise, is in there as a thing, or also in movies and stuff. And so there's a lot of nostalgia feel in there. Yeah. And so it makes me a little cynical because there's just a lot of nostalgia in there. But I'm also interested Star Warsing because, yeah, I'm wondering if it'll be good or not as well.
You can hope.
Yeah, but I don't know about it driving innovations because I'm not really familiar with the book. Like
neither am I. Popular, yeah. But speaking of Sword Art Online, I think IBM is making a game. Like they're trying to do a good VR SAO game.
Yeah, I would like to check that out. Like that is where it's going to go eventually. Is something like that. I think VR chat's kind of a push in that direction because of how ridiculous it is and how everyone's just hanging out and everything.
There was actually something like that on Gary's mod for a while called I think it was like Yuki Theater. I even made videos on that at one point, but it was fun to just go and screw around with people.
The only thing I remember with Gary's Mod with you is I know you would watch anime on Gary's Mod.
Yeah, that's what it was in there. It was like the virtual movie theater, but you could be like different kind of characters and go do all this sorts of different stuff. And yeah.
Okay, like, it's interesting. Like,
I still haven't tried VR chat. We should do that.
Oh God, like I know you can do it without a VR headset. Luckily,
yeah.
I don't have one because that's a chunk. But the videos I've seen of are just hilarious. Like I remember someone said like the meme right now that they're the queen, and then a bunch of knuckles showed up, and they're like, "Show us the way." I'm like, "Oh my God."
We should check it out. That'd be a fun little thing to do.
Do want to see that for sure. Figure that out.
Yeah, we could like duo stream or something.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
Yeah,
that really would be fun. Just checking that because I know people keep making things, and that's why I really like it. There's so much innovation going on in there. Someone made a cell phone, and it's reflecting what's on the camera on the cell phone.
Nice.
And like they just put that into the thing. It's like that had to take some time to figure out. And so there's innovation inside the VR chat. That's so cool. And that's the thing. It's just enthusiasts making things happen and bringing more to it. And it's in a way crowdsourcing, but in a different way. It's like not like everyone was told to do a thing; they're just doing it. And it's just interesting.
That's such a great way of doing stuff. Like, that's one of the reasons why Dota 2 is so awesome, is because Valve has their whole community program to where people can make stuff and then submit it to Valve, and then Valve will put it in the game and give profits to the creator.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that's one of the coolest things. I think it's the Steam Community Workshop, I believe is what it's called.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Because I know there's always been the workshop, and like the workshop is amazing because it's modding in a wider scale, and it just allows so much longevity for games. Like we all know, like Bethesda's games have so much more life to them because of modding.
Yes, that's the only reason why Skyrim's a thing, is because of the mod community.
Yeah, like but Skyrim vanilla is pretty fun, but when you add things to it, it just becomes even more ridiculous and more everything.
Have you seen that picture? It's like comparing the consoles to PC with Skyrim, and it's like PlayStation, and it's got a picture, and then Xbox, and it's got the same exact picture, and then there's PC, and you're like a cowboy anime girl with like with a bunch of different crap going on.
That is wonderful. That's great. Yeah. Like that's the thing I like is you can kind of just do whatever fantasy fan fiction you want in a way, because you can just have your character model be this, have your buddies be this.
Yeah.
You can make the dragons be whatever the heck you want. You can just have them be Cthulhu dragons, or I'm being tame about this. There are some things you can make those dragons be.
Oh yeah.
You can make a lot of
Macho
stuff.
Man Randy Savage.
Yes. Oh wow. Or like, oh my God, the person who did the work, Fallout 4, someone modded just to have all the toilet paper rolls be the other way. Like there was that guy or lady.
That's a necessary mod right there. It's very necessary.
They just like they went in and found every single instance of toilet paper and switched it over. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Hey, it's important, man. Like, gotta be the right way. I think I've seen a mod for Skyrim where it's like entirely Ruby themed.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would be awesome to do.
Wow. And then people do stories, and they make stories in Skyrim or in Fallout, and there's even voice acting and everything with it. So interesting.
That's awesome. Yeah, I remember I can't remember the name of the project, but there was a fan-made mod project for Skyrim where they were doing the whole voice acting thing. I actually applied for one of those, but didn't get picked for it. But those are really interesting projects.
For sure. And like prior to that, just thinking about the roots of it, because we've been around for so long, the roots of that, in a way, was like Warcraft and StarCraft, when you could make your own maps with that. I remember playing Warcraft maps, which had voice acting and had stories to them and RPG stuff. I was like, that's interesting. Just thinking about it right now, just modding. There's always been modding. There's people just
modding has shaped the gaming community into what it is today, and it'll keep doing that.
Sure.
Like because of modding, that's why we have all these MOBAs and stuff like that. Because those were mods.
Yeah, and exactly. Wait a second.
That's how we got into things like hero shooters and all this other sorts of stuff, is because the mod community has inspired like actual game studios to do things. Yeah. And it's really awesome.
It really is. And then some of those modders just try to make their own games, and that can become something as well.
That's how PUBG became a thing.
Yep. And PUBG's the biggest thing right now. Holy crap. To the
Speaking
point
of which,
that
did you see Paladins has their own battle royale coming out? Oh my
I was
goodness!
like, of course they're gonna have one. Like,
Yeah,
remember? Okay, when Paladins was coming up, it was like, oh my god, they're trying to make their own Overwatch, and then Paladins is here, and they're like, oh my god, they're making a Battlegrounds with Paladins.
they're trying to do the same strategy that Blizzard does, where they take and mix and mash what's popular at the moment, but
Yeah,
they're not Blizzard.
they are not.
Yeah,
I don't know. HiRez has always been. You can give them crap for it, but you can also appreciate that they try everything.
they do.
That's for sure. Like, you can appreciate and give them crap for that at the same time. But at least they try everything. Like, at least they're trying to innovate and do stuff like that.
They have great ideas and they implement them fantastically at the start, but then somehow, like, down the road, they screw it up. Like, I'm not trying to crap on HiRez here, but like with Paladins, they basically recently made the game pay to win with their new card system.
Ooh.
Yes, the game was fantastic. I loved it. I was grinding my way up the rank ladder. I was going to get the Grandmaster and everything, but then they kind of high-resed it. So,
like, I haven't played a HiRez game in 2 years, but I can always appreciate what HiRez did and what HiRez.
Yes,
like, I can still always appreciate that. Like, I don't play the games anymore because HiRez does what they do, but I can appreciate what they've done. That they did
absolutely.
They did a big thing with esports with what they've been doing, and
with Smite, they've done some awesome stuff there. So
yeah, they've pushed a lot of things.
I get what you mean, though. Like, I am a fan of what they do, but not their balance. I can put it that way.
Yes, that's what forced me out eventually, was their balance, and what's the word here? Optimization has always been never there.
Yeah, they're still using DX9. They have a modified version of UE3, and I really wish they'd get a new game engine.
It'd be nice.
Yeah.
It was just years, like the crew of HiRez, love those guys. They're all great.
Oh yeah, their employees are fantastic people.
Ways. It's just, I think it was just over the years, just built up over time. It was like, okay, I just can't anymore. I think that's really
their
what
spaghetti
it was.
code.
Yes. Oh man. And I don't know, love or hate them. That's what HiRez is. And
like, just imagine Smite or like Paladins on the Frostbite engine.
Oh my god.
Yes, like the Frostbite engine is a great example of how to optimize things and make them look amazing at the same time. I have no idea how easy it is to work with, but I mean, you look at Star Wars Battlefront and the Battlefield games, and they look awesome, but run fantastically. And then you compare that to Smite, and it's just like...
It blows my mind so hard. I'm like, I have a better computer. My computer can run 4 Smites at once. And it's just choking anyway, because just how it's optimized.
Yeah, it only uses like 1.5 threads.
Yeah. I'm like...
I mean, DX11 has made that better, but like I'm glad they finally put DX11 support back in, but I mean, it's still not fantastic.
Okay. And yeah, just frustrations with that. Just eventually like, okay, I'm out. But you tell me Paladins... Yeah, I was hearing rumblings about that Paladins become pay to win. I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
I don't know. I feel like when it comes to balance, they don't care. Like, it's always felt that way. They just do what they want to do.
Yeah, they really need to listen to some of the community more on their balance ideas. I know I say some because a lot of people have just like really stupid ideas with that, but like Pon, they need to let him do more of the balance decisions, and Caps Lock Fury. Both of them have really great minds when it comes to how to balance things without making it stupid.
Yeah, big fans of those two. Those guys are workhorses for HiRez. They really
absolutely.
Are. Holy crap, those two. The one thing for Paladins Battlegrounds that could help them out, and I really agree with Lord WizKid. I really feel like they should call it Champions Battlegrounds, so we can call it Cabbage. Is that we haven't had like really in a big way like class-based PUBG, so it'd be interesting to see that.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna give it a try for sure. Like, I like the idea of it. Fortnite's version, I loved that better than regular PUBG. The addition of like the building mechanics and whatnot was awesome, and I like that it doesn't take itself as seriously. You know, have you seen the videos of like people riding on rockets and stuff?
I have not seen it. Like, for me, Fortnite was all about the original concept, and I have not touched the Battlegrounds version of it.
Yeah, the original concept is pretty good. I'm waiting for them to finish that before I get back into it. But
yeah,
their Battle Royale version is actually pretty solid.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been hearing that. I just have not touched it, and I really should touch it. I'm actually curious about the 50v50 version of it as well.
Yes, I wish I would have tried that while it was still out.
Okay, so it was temporary. Okay.
Yeah, it was a temporary like event thing. I think they're gonna bring it back, but yeah.
I would be more interested in a 50v50 because that sounds hilarious
it does.
Just as a thing. Like, wow, just because we haven't had massive on that scale in a long time since. Was it the original Battlefront 2?
I think so, yeah.
Because just having so many bodies is just such a fun idea, and just the mayhem of it is you accept that you're gonna die really quick.
Oh yeah.
Just in that.
PlanetSide 2. That's massive. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. PlanetSide 2 is that, and if you can organize just a convoy of tanks and stuff, that's so cool to do that.
Yeah, and man, I wish they wouldn't have changed it so much since beta, because they had I liked their shop system in beta, but their new one it takes forever to unlock stuff.
Oof. Okay. Yeah. Like I haven't played in maybe like a year. I do like PlanetSide 2, but it's been a year.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful game.
It is. And because I know they're using some sort of system where people don't exist unless you're close enough to them, so that it doesn't take as much.
I think so, yeah.
Like it was some weird, like some system they're using that makes sense that only when they're within your range do you see them, so that it doesn't take as much.
Draw distances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think they introduced like a good multi-threading protocol too to help out.
Yeah. Because I know they have a dedicated team to optimizing that thing and making it as good as it can be.
That's Sony. I forgot about that. That's Sony.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Just thinking about you're right. It's Sony, and just good work, solid work on that. Just haven't played in a long time.
It's a really fun game. We should
so many games.
You and I need to have a game day where we go and revisit all this old stuff.
We do. It's been so long since we've teamed up, and
yeah, man.
I don't know why we haven't teamed up sooner, because we always
just conflicting schedules. I think.
Yeah, like we always, when we team up, we have a good time.
Dude, Evolve, some of the best fun I've had.
I love doing Evolve when it was like 5 of us, because I liked being the monster. Because the way I did monster was try to be entertaining. Where like I would go crazy at times, and then I would just back off, and like
it was just good, man.
Trying to build a tension doing that. Because that's the fun way to do it, is when the monster is just in the fun. It can make it just so much better. And it was just a blast just chasing you guys around.
The what's the big rolly monster? The Goliath? Or no, that was the
Goliath's the original
Behemoth.
Yeah, Behemoth.
The big rolly monster. Oh my god. That was one that you could just go ham with.
Yeah. And then of course Wraith Chan came out of that. That was fun.
Wraith Chan.
That Wraith caused so much rage. Oh wow.
Why did it have boobs?
Good question. Good question. I feel like if Evolve was able to stick around, if they were allowed to go movie monster, it would have been interesting. If they could have gone like Alien Queen or their version of it and stuff like that.
Oh man, that would have been amazing if they could have done or like a Predator version.
Oh yes.
Oh.
What was unfortunate with that game is just how they executed it in the long run, and
their publisher made them rush out, and it was buggy. They couldn't balance it, and then they went with their ridiculous microtransaction model on a full $60 game. If they would have had a different publisher, I think it would still be around.
Yeah, and I know it was Turtle Rock, I think, is the company. They said that too. They're like, they regret folding so hard for the publisher. They definitely regret this. Like, it definitely did make some things not work out, which is unfortunate, because it was a really fun game.
It was a great concept. It was a fun game. Oh my.
It was good.
We had a ton of fun on that.
Mm-hmm. I remember the last game we played was the medic was bugged where they would die in the dropship. They would never even get onto the map. I'm like, I'm not playing this anymore. That's a really bad bug.
They had really awesome character ideas too. Like their characters were so unique.
Mm-hmm. Like they were just fun characters.
Man.
Like Bucket himself was an amazing character. Like
Bucket was awesome. The Bug Man. He was really
Bugman was
awesome.
great. What was it? The Englishman. The
What was his name?
I can't remember his name right. Markel was also fun, but just a lot of the characters were fun. They had a lot of great
Torvald.
dynamics. Yeah, Torvald was interesting. The guy who's just like half his body's gone. That guy, yeah.
Yeah, that was Torvald. Like
Yeah, Torvald.
his whole like mortar artillery system was really
Mhm.
sweet. Yeah.
They had so much going on with that game. It was so good. And
When they released the free to play version, they fixed a lot of the problems we had with it, but by then it was too late. Their player base was already gone. They got back their player base for a week. They had more than their initial launch of the game. And then it went straight back downhill because they just didn't do anything else with it.
That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. It's just too bad. That's one of those games where like there was potential and then Another one I know, a more recent one was, what was it? Lawbreakers? Yeah, that one. Shows up
That
on the
one tanked
scene
really hard. Yeah.
and just, within a week died. I'm like, whew, wow. And it's unfortunate. There's amazing games out there that just die.
Yeah.
And that's one of them.
There's been a few of them that I loved. Nosgoth. That one was really
Nosgoth.
awesome.
That was fun. I really enjoyed that one. I like the concept. That was good. It's so disheartening when you see these games with so much potential just die. Like,
Yeah, man. It's mostly due to the publisher's fault, like not advertising correctly. Like Gigantic is another good example of one. They advertised really, really early and then screwed themselves by going Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive because of their publisher, which was Microsoft. And then they just did not advertise at all after that. Like, you probably haven't heard of it in 2 years.
I remember when it finally released, I'm like, wait, it's out? Gigantic's out? And
finally,
I like it.
Luckily, they ended up dropping Microsoft as their publisher and going with, I think, they went with Perfect World, didn't they?
Yeah, Perfect World, yeah.
And now they're not exclusive to Windows 10 or Xbox One anymore, which is awesome. So,
but then Perfect World downsized them as well recently, which is unfortunate.
They did. They screwed up.
They did. Like they came out like they advertised really early, like you said. I remember the closed betas. I think you got into those or some of them, I believe. So you got to try it out early.
It was fun. I actually really enjoyed that game. They have a good formula there, but their player base is way too small.
Yeah, at this point, I played it when it came on Steam because like, oh shoot, I forgot all about Gigantic. And I played it and like it's really fun. It's a very fun idea. It is.
I love their characters. Charnock's my boy.
Oh yeah, definitely him. I just like I go like level 3 fireballs and I'm just fireballing all day.
Oh yeah.
That's all I'm doing. And I'm jumping away and just skittering away with him and just like, he can't touch me. He's such a fun guy. The Cthulhu lady's pretty cool.
Oh, what's her name? Zenobia?
Can't remember her name. Yeah, I think Zenobia. That's her name. Like, she's cool. I kind of like the gun lady. Beckett, I think that's her name.
Beckett. Yeah, rocket launcher and dual pistols.
Like, she's fun.
And a jetpack.
Yeah. Like, she has, like, triple jump. She can just jump around a bunch. She's, like, a lot of the characters are cool. I like the little girl with the ghost dad. Like, that's cool.
Ghost
that's
dad, Ashling, I think is how they said her name.
Something like that, yeah. They have good characters. They have really good characters. They're very fun to play. And it's just too bad with the population.
Crazy Grandpa?
Really too bad. Crazy Grandpa? Which one's that one?
Sven.
Sven, I think I remember him.
Uncle Sven,
I know I played him.
He threw potions and stuff. That's what he did.
The potion guy, yeah, that guy. Yeah. That guy's pretty crazy. He's fun. There's that Star Child thing, which is ridiculous. Like it's a genie or something. It was one of the newer ones.
Okay.
But then you've got like Battleborn on the other hand.
Oh man.
There was some good potential there and some things that needed more baking.
Their campaign was great. It was typical Gearbox awesome campaign, but then their PvP balance was awful.
Yeah. It was not the greatest. Like I feel like it needed more baking. It needed more time.
It did.
The characters themselves were very fun.
Oh yeah. I mean, you had Vegeta as a vampiric swordsman.
Yes, just straight up Vegeta. He's just being Vegeta. Yeah, the sniper gentleman, which was pretty cool. I liked him.
Oh yeah, the robot sniper guy. His cane was a sniper rifle.
Yeah, that was cool. Pretty cool. There's just so many great concepts. Who did I really like from that? I liked. It was the chick with like, she had like a demon guy inhabiting her, And she would just like, we're detectives now. I was like, we're not detectives. Why are we detectives? I can't remember. It's she had like orange hair. It was like a black demon that's in her. And I'd have to look it up to find the specific name of her.
That might
That's
be a
a
newer
fun one.
character, I think.
They were at release though, but I think you had to buy them, or you had to unlock them or something.
Okay.
There were just a lot of fun characters.
Yeah, their characters were great.
The campaign, like the spider bot, the one that you have to escort was hilarious.
Spider King.
Like
Named
all the
Jeff.
spiders were great. I like the spider people. I really like the villain. The villain was hilarious. He was a very funny guy. I liked him a lot.
Gearbox does amazing campaigns. Their characters are always quirky, and it's great, but they screwed up on the PvP so hard.
Mm-hmm. I just didn't really enjoy it as much as I really wish I did. I played it, had fun, but after a while it just got stale and just
it
got one-sided a lot. And
it might be fun to revisit for the campaign, but you probably wouldn't actually be able to find a match because the player base is gone.
Yeah, I did like the story. I don't know if they should have just kept doing stories. Like, there's production and all that stuff to worry about, and how much it costs and everything.
Yeah,
it's a murky business. It's a very murky business. It's unfortunate. I can't believe we're just talking about failed games. Which,
well, I mean, it's stuff we enjoyed that could have gone better.
Like, one thing I wonder is, because people cling to certain games, like they play only one game for like years, does that do something? Because it's like they're not gravitating to other games, so that just hurts other games. But at the same time, some people just don't have the money to play anything outside of free to play. I think as well.
That's why I've been sticking with Smite so much. My only job right now is streaming, and I make like $300 a month. That's it.
Oof.
So I can't afford to buy any games and whatnot. Yeah.
I should try to get you in contact with this one place, but I don't know how it'll work out. I found a place where you can look at a bunch of indies and see what they got, and you can ask them for a key.
Oh yeah, like Keymailer, Evolve.
Them too, yeah.
Yeah. I've got some good stuff out of that, actually.
I've got a lot of random stuff out of there. Some really good stuff, some not so great stuff.
I got Total War Warhammer out of that.
Nice.
That's a fun game.
That's really nice. And another nice thing is, like, well, you've been to TwitchCon, you've been to some cons, and
yeah, I went to PAX East, PAX West, TwitchCon. Nice. I've been to HRX. This is the first year I didn't go to that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, because if you were there, we wouldn't be doing this right now. Yeah, what I learned a lot from going to cons and talking to them.
Oh yeah.
Like, I got really friendly. Yeah, when we met at TwitchCon, I got friendly with Fat Shark. And that's how I got in contact with
Gunner.
Gunner, yeah, who's a really nice guy. That guy's really nice.
I can't wait for Vermintide 2, speaking of that. Oh god, the first one was so good.
First one's really good. Can't wait for
They're going to be giving out keys to streamers again, so contact Gunner about that.
Okay, I'll talk to him, because I get the new DLCs and just show those off, and just...
Yes, dude.
He's such a nice guy. So are the developers.
I'm so glad they're putting in a class system for that.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So you can have, when you're the dwarf, you could be a berserker with like dual axes or something like that. You can be a tanky dude. They've got like an actual skill tree and stuff like that they're putting into the game. They've done a lot of content. Yes. Go look up some stuff on the new game. It looks great.
Like, I have not been paying attention because I know I'm going to play it.
Also, Chaos. Chaos is in that now. So the Chaos and the Skaven are kind of like coming at you at the same time.
Nice.
Gonna be so good. I'm ready for that, man. That's my most look forward to game this year. And that's coming out like within the next few months.
Ooh.
For like beta.
Like that'll be a good one for a long time, I would assume or hope.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how they'll do the loot system, because people loved it and hated the loot system in one for sure.
If I remember correctly, they've improved that to where you can put like a preferred thing on there to where you want your loot for this class and this is what you want, and you have increased chances to get that.
Okay, that sounds better. That sounds nice for sure. I like that.
Yeah.
Like, still some randomness to screw you, but okay.
I'll probably end up playing it on console this go around because I think the player base for it was bigger on console.
I cannot remember off the top of my head, because we went there when they were pushing it towards console. So if it got bigger on console, I would assume it's also just because it's newer on there at that point. But I
Yeah,
guess
and
we'll see.
since it's a Left 4 Dead style game, it was really popular on console. I mean, Left 4 Dead's player base on console was massive.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
did not know that. Okay. But definitely looking forward to that. Pushing to another game that's coming out extremely soon, actually, though. Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Yes, I suck at fighting games, but I love playing them. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm so excited, like, because it's anime. What's Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball Marvel vs. Capcom, from what I can tell.
It looks awesome. The art style is fantastic.
Ooh, like you see the videos where people they're like, hey, here's basically they show Vegeta's final flash and like here it is in the manga, and it's just exactly that. I'm like,
yes, it looks so good.
I'm excited. It's like we haven't had a real fighter for Dragon Ball. Like Xenoverse is very much more
That's arcadey.
Dragon Ball, yeah, more arcadey, more Dragon Ball than fighter. Well, it's more of an RPG anyway. Than anything. And we haven't had like a real fighter in a long time. And so I'm excited for this. And because of how good the manga is, the manga-esque drawing and everything is, and the fact there are special finishers and things like that, like it's very much going to be a fighter and a Dragon Ball game from what I can tell.
Yes, it looks fantastic. Speaking of fighting games, oh, go ahead.
So I was just going to say, because you can have Goku versus Frieza on Namek, and it will affect the background.
Yes,
it's so cool.
But what I was going to say was, speaking of fighting games, ARMS was something I was looking forward to, but unfortunately that didn't pan out so well. They've already stopped supporting it, I think.
Really? Because they just had a new character 1 or 2 weeks ago, didn't they? Like,
yeah, I think that was the last one. They're not going to put any new stuff into the game.
ARMS is a missed opportunity. Like, we keep talking about all these things that just could have been more. ARMS is another one.
Yeah.
ARMS is, like, I liked it. I like the characters are really great, but there's not much story or lore going on, and it could have been amazing.
It gets stale pretty quick.
That's too bad.
Like, I got bored of it during the beta.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dang, that's unfortunate. Like, there's so much potential to it when I look at it. I'm like, this looks really fun and everything. And I got to play it at Comic-Con. And I enjoyed it, but I'm like, I figured out how to game the people I was fighting pretty quick in that thing, just how to set them up for things.
And it was actually better to use a controller than the motion controls.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Which is very unfortunate. And that's a lot of potential there. But to Nintendo's credit, at least, like, they at least have a lot of offerings.
Yes.
It's just, ARMS could have been a bigger thing. Like, ARMS could have had potential. It didn't have Splatoon potential, but it had potential. Like, Splatoon. Was just, when Splatoon came on the scene, was it 2 or 3 years ago, just, wow, was that such a whirlwind there.
It was. And I actually haven't played much of 2. Like, I enjoy it, but I've just been so busy with other things that I haven't been able to play it.
I could have gotten the Splatoon 2 pack-in when I bought the Switch. I'm like, I know I'm not going to play it enough. I already knew it. Like, I like Splatoon, I like it a lot, but I knew I wasn't going to play enough.
I went for the Zelda pack.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild's just amazing. Oh my god.
It is. I still haven't finished it. I need to do that. It's so good.
It is very good. Just random thing I was talking about recently with Jinx was, I like how it's still a damsel in distress with Zelda, but she's been fighting for 100 years distress. Like,
yes.
She's not just waiting in a castle.
She's been holding back this big old evil son of a bitch, like, by herself. Just like, wait, any help here? Huh?
Like, why are you on an island, Link? I kind of need you over here.
Yeah.
Come on. It's just, like, I took the time to just, I got the Link outfit, which takes a lot of work to get, and you can just spend hundreds of hours on that game.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so fun, but at the same time,
it's so beautiful, too.
Yeah. It's just like Zelda's going like, come on, Link, you've been asleep for 100 years. Get over here already.
I'm over here holding off this giant evil guy, and you're taming a horse.
Taming a horse. Oh, wow. And then, was it the new DLC with the motorcycle?
I saw that. That's hilarious.
One of my favorite things is someone just doing a circle with the motorcycle in front of the horses. Is like just showing the horses they ain't shit. Like, oh my god.
Who needs you anymore?
That's funny. It just cracks me up. And then what's nice is the DLC for the champions that gives you more character about them and everything. So that's really nice as well. And of course, there's like the Master Quest DLC. I think that was a free DLC, or it was a $5,
I
but just
don't
a harder
remember.
version of the game. So that's cool. And just it's really good. Like what I like about the game, it literally was it whatever you see, you can go to, and that
Yes.
was just awesome. It really felt like a real open world, and there was just so much to do, and so many interactions, and just so many random little quests and character quirks and things. It was just fun.
The only thing I didn't like was the whole weapon breaking thing. That got annoying to me after like a couple of days.
Personally, for me, I get it because if you didn't have your weapons break, you'd be using the same weapon all day. Like that's the
Yeah.
only thing I'll give it. Because I liked using a variety. Like I put in I'm getting Korok seeds because I just want more weapons slots. That's it. And I was like, I just have like a dozen weapons to play with.
I liked the
And
spears the most, I think, out of all the weapons.
I like throwing them just because you're like bam right at them. And but yeah, for me it was just there's just so many weapons I needed to be forced to use other weapons. That's the only
Yeah.
justification I can give it. I like the boomerang weapons; those were kind of funny until you lost them. Like you throw it, like okay, that's cool, and then just bounces off, and like, well, I
Have
lost
you
that
seen
boomerang.
where you know that skill where you can grab things, pick them up with the magnet, whatever?
Mhm.
You can throw a boomerang and catch it with that, and then like just ram it into people like a freaking Beyblade.
Oh, that's cool. I did not think of that. Wow.
Yeah.
I love the things where people think of things or they just fail completely. Like you try to mercenary tow a tree and it just leaves without you. I'm like,
Dude, mercenary
ah,
towel. I always thought that was the most
ah.
awesome mode of transportation.
He's just such a badass that he just takes a pillar, throws it, and
And then
he's
hops
fast
on it.
enough to get on the thing and go and just
Yeah.
he lands where he wants to land. It's like he's
It's
that good.
like better Mjolnir.
Oh yeah, basically. Oh man. Back when Dragon Ball was ridiculous.
Yeah,
Sh-
it's when it was still an adventure anime too.
mhm. She should not be, but I also want Aurelia in Dragon Ball FighterZ as a gag character.
Oh god.
Aurealia's
She was in
ridiculous.
J Stars.
Oh, she was?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Her special finisher move was she punched the ground and split the planet in half.
Because that's her thing. She did that in Super too. I remember she did that. She just breaks the planet. I was like, oh jeez.
She
That
pimp slapped Vegeta.
she did. That was one of my favorite episodes of Super. Just outside of all the action ones, that was my
Yeah.
favorite comedy episode.
Oh,
It's
speaking
gotta
of
be
which,
the
didn't a
original.
new episode come out yesterday?
Oh yeah, last night.
Yeah, I need to watch
Vegeta
that.
versus Jiren.
I still need to watch the newest Ruby episode too.
Oh nice. I am stuck on season 2. I need to get back on that.
So
Like
good.
it is good. Like the first like we're critiquing something really quick. Ruby season 1, it just shows that it was the first thing they've done ever because the writing is so front loaded with just throwing so much lore at you and the
Yes,
voices aren't there yet and the animation is kind of interesting. But then once things get going, it is incredible. It is so good.
absolutely. And I kind of liked that you saw like the rawness of the first season. You get to just watch both the characters and the people who make them develop over time, and that's a really cool experience.
Yeah, and I'm only in season 2, so I got to get going. I'm where the train crashes. I'm at that
Train
point,
crash.
and
Okay.
I gotta get back on that and watch the rest of it because I know the new season's well, it's happening right now,
Yes.
and it's really good, and I like it, and yeah, it's just really good. It's just good, so I got to get on that and see more of that. Uh, just right now, really quick, I need to see was it Epic Pop Team or whatever that they just had the new episode yesterday or something. It was like the really tall girl and a really short girl. I need to check that
Oh,
out because they've been
yeah.
memeing that hard right now. I want to see what that is about. Like I don't watch a lot of I only watch like 1 or 2 animes a year. And like
I don't watch nearly as much as I used to. It's hard for me to
mhm,
like keep on things right now.
mhm. Like there's just a lot of anime. Like if there's anime for everything. Like I need to check out Inuyashiki because I read the manga on that one. That's the one with the old man who's a robot. And like that
Oh,
one's really
okay.
fun. Like it memed a little while ago because there was Donald Trump in the anime. Because he was in the manga too. And he's like, murder is now legal. It's like, okay, Trump. Uh but like yeah, I only watch a couple animes or read mangas like a year. And like My Hero Academia was my one anime this year.
They've got some really good anime coming out this season. Let me see if I can find the name of one of them. It's definitely something I'm going to recommend to you. I don't see it.
I'll get it later. It's like there's so much anime. There's always been a lot of anime, and I enjoy slice of life, comedies, action, this and that. And it's My Hero Academia is just such an amazing anime. If I had to recommend an anime, I think it'd be that. I would recommend that and One Punch. Those are, of course, the really popular ones, but I'd
absolutely. But basically, the anime I'm thinking about, it's like Anime Pacific Rim, so this should be pretty cool.
Like, I would always recommend probably the more serious Gundams if you want, like, kind of like war epic, because those are really good.
Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Yeah,
like, I started watching that. That makes me sad.
Oh god, I remember it's. We'll wrap this up soon, but was it War in the Pocket was such an amazing one where it was just there was only like one or two of the Xeon guys, and there was a Gundam there, and you got to see just the characters and the soldiers and just them being human. And then it's just such an amazing, like, very specific 1v1 fight with Gundam and Zaku. I think it's like a blue Zaku.
Zaku!
And it's just so interesting seeing things like that. Like, Gundam's just really good for just being kind of a war epic while being not soldiers, but freaking mechs. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. And then you have G Gundam.
Oh, God.
I absolutely love G Gundam, not gonna lie.
Is there a bridge of G Gundam? Because
probably.
There better be. I need to look it up. Yeah. There has to be, because if there's a Gundam that needs an abridge besides Wing to me, it's gotta be G, because G is so over the top.
It's ridiculous.
Oh my god. Just
the end of that series was so hilarious and cheesy.
It was.
Love Sekiha Tenkyoken.
Oh god, because he was the King of Hearts, wasn't he? Because King of Hearts is all about the love.
Rain.
Oh,
he's obtained powers with the help of KOJ.
Okay. So let's wrap this up. This has been a very fun podcast.
Oh yeah.
It's fun catching up and talking about everything. One thing I'd want to do at the end is advice. I think it's always important, and so it's advice you would give for. I'm gonna have you do two. Streaming for one, and then the other one's got to be for voice acting.
Okay, advice for streaming. One, don't quit your day job. And two, treat it more like a hobby instead of like work. And it'll be something you enjoy way more. Find some friends you can do things with, and you can play off of each other. And it's not so awkward when there's nothing going on. A webcam is important. People like to be able to see the face of who they're watching and interact and identify with stuff like that. That and having a second screen so you can actually see what people are saying while you're playing games, super important. Yeah, let's see. For voice acting, once again, don't quit your day job. Even well-established voice actors don't get regular pay or jobs. It's not something that's like salaried, you know. You get the jobs as they come. So you can go like half a year without getting a job. So having like a part-time job or something to hold you over through that is really good. Two, if you're going to send a voice reel into somebody, don't have a homemade voice reel. You want to get one that's professionally done, because if people hear a homemade voice reel, they're going to throw it out and laugh. It's just the way it is. They want professionally done stuff. Let's see. As far as like how to get into voice acting and how to practice, have conversations with yourself. Do two characters and sit there and talk to each other. It's just a really easy way to practice.
It's always enjoyable. I love doing that because it's just hilarious, and you think of funny things when you do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a blast.
Mhm.
People think you
That's
go
all.
crazy, but
Yeah, yeah. You might think you're a little nuts when you do it, yeah. But it's
oh yeah,
it's just fun because you develop personalities when you have them bounce off each other.
yes,
It's so interesting to do it. Uh, yeah, okay. The second one's interesting to me because I've been considering making a reel because I just to do one, just to have to practice for it. But yeah, it makes sense that they're like a homemade one. They'd prefer a professional one. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
it's
It's expensive to do those too. It's like
mm,
$3,000 for the studio time,
oh,
for the reproduction to like make it into discs and stuff, and then to send it out to people.
woo,
Yeah,
woo.
it gets up there.
Oh, that's a wow. Okay, wow. Now I want to
However,
take.
if you know somebody that's got, some experience with that, and you can be like, "Hey, buddy, let me in there."
Like you got nothing going on there right now. There's just a janitor. Come on, let me just do it.
Yeah,
There's always There's always a chance in some ways.
it depends
Like
though. You may be able to find something cheaper than that, but
hmm,
yeah,
that, or you try to make the most amazing home studio possible somehow.
yeah. I mean,
Uh,
like if you have good equipment for it, and you've got somebody who can like mix your stuff really well, then you could go for it. I mean, if that's all you can afford to do, then I mean that's just the way it is. But if you can
yeah,
afford to get it studio done, then do
mhm.
that.
I have seen the forums, and they'll have. I can't remember the name of the forums right now. They're bookmarked, where they have like paid and non-paid stuff for like indie games and things like that.
Yes, yes.
Have you ever
There's
tried to do any of
also
those?
uh yes, I think like once or twice,
Hmm.
and I never heard anything back. But there's also a website called Fiverr, where people ask for something and you can record that for them for like $5. Or like you
Ooh,
can put up a voice reel and people can come look for you, say, "Hey, I want this specifically to you," and then you do it for $5. And it's a good way to get your name
oh,
out there. So
okay, that's cool.
yeah.
That's
I've
interesting.
never done it, but I mean, it's cool.
Because I feel like Team Four Star is probably the star example of doing an abridge, just getting their voices really good from doing that, and then they became their own studio.
Yeah.
And like I feel like there's got to be at least maybe one or two more that can probably pull that off at some point in the future. Just years and years and years of building up and getting good, and then maybe they can make their own studio. I think that's possible.
Those dudes from
Like
Team Four Star have done some
they
good
proved it.
stuff.
hmm They proved
One of
it's
the guys,
possible.
go ahead.
And I mean, they just proved it's possible. And I know they're working on an anime. I can't remember the name of the anime, but they're
Oh,
gonna
they're
do a
making their own
world
anime?
dub. No, not make
Nice.
their own, but they're gonna do a dub of an anime.
Oh, okay, okay.
They've been hired to do one, and
That's
so
pretty
they're
awesome.
getting there, and so they can do it.
One of the guys from Team 4 Star is the voice of Toth in Smite.
Oh,
He's the one that does the voice for Cooler and for uh Dr. Giro.
mm,
Yeah.
oh him. Okay, yeah, Doctor. Okay, yeah. Really, he's tough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, one of the guys I've done an abridged series with is the voice for Chibi Ra. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Chibra. I If Smite made a chibi skin for every god, I'd come back. Like
they're
Chibi
pretty
Ra's
good. They're
amazing.
pretty good.
All right, so wrapping up, that is it. Where can everyone find you? Just Twitter and
Yeah, Twitter
Twitch, I think.
and Twitch. Let's see. What is my Twitter now? I forget. Mesmerize TV. Yes. It would be Mesmerize, but some random dude who hasn't used Twitter in 5 years has it, and they won't give it to me.
Really? Ugh,
Yeah.
hate that.
And then twitch.tv/mesmerize. Yeah.
There you go. And those links will be in the description down below. And this has been basically a
Thank you.
podcast with Mezmoreyez. A lot of fun. Like, we got to do something at some point.
Absolutely. Vermintide is definitely something we're going to play together. I'm going to make sure of that.
Yes, I'm excited for that.
Yes.
Maybe
We need to check out VR chat together.
that would be interesting. We
Yeah.
could probably do a Dragon Ball Fighter Z team versus. We can do that. That could be.
Oh, God. I am going to hold you back so hard.
Hey, no, I haven't done fighters in a while. I used to be professional at Marvel vs. Capcom, so I have some idea. But
All right, then you can carry me, because that's what's going to happen.
if they let you do co-op, that'd be so cool. I don't know if that's a thing. That would be interesting. But
Oh yeah. Okay. So then you're just gonna whoop me.
I know how to Goku it. It's fun. I know how to be Goku about it. Hold back.
Okay.
Because now I realize what you're saying. If that would be cool if they did co-op. I know some games have done that. Where you can co-op online. And yeah, but we'll do something in the future for sure.
Absolutely.
I don't have any excuses. I could definitely make the time. I really think I can. Besides scheduling these podcasts, I can make the time. So,
all right.
That's the podcast. Hope everyone liked watching this and listening to it. We're gonna get this on the podcast places soon enough. Thanks for coming by, everybody, and see you next time.
Subscribe to LostScarf.